Welcome to the virtual Stab Comedy Theater. It's time for the Suzette Veneti Show. Please welcome to your screen, Suzette Veneti.
Hi everybody, welcome to the Suzette Veneti Show. It is April 4th, it's Easter Sunday, and yes, we started 3 minutes late, but that's because today's a special day, and we didn't want it to be like all the others. It's the 50th episode of the Suzette Veneti Show, so welcome, thank you so much for being here. Not the guest that was advertised, but I have a great guest nonetheless. You will be like, what? That's your fill-in guest? And I'll be like, I know, how lucky am I? So we'll have that conversation mentally because I can't hear you. So give me a second. We're going to talk about some news and technology, right? Okay, here we go. Placer County Sheriff Devin Bell linked the coronavirus vaccine to the death of a 64-year-old Placer County resident who died hours after receiving the vaccine. Of course, this is nonsense as millions of vaccine shots have been given. Sheriff Bell clearly is a vaccine hater. Science experts everywhere said the shot had nothing to do with the death of the 64-year-old man from Placer County. One supporter of Sheriff Bell's theory was the racist and Sacramento Sheriff Scott Jones, who was seen with a pointy white hat hood, but was also seen with a speech bubble over his white hooded head that said, "Yeah, I'll just say everyone that my officers shoot and killed died from a COVID shot. That's the shot they died from. This is a great idea." It was a speech bubble, so you can't get me, Scott Jones, because I didn't slander you. Isn't that fun? California counties are easing restrictions as COVID-19 cases decline in numbers. The other state known for sunshine, Florida, saw this and was like, hold my spring-baked beer. And they mandated that all residents breathe directly into the mouth on the person, of the person to their left. Florida. Let's see. There was a White Lives Matter march. That's a joke. Don't have to make a punchline. The rest is just news. So, there was a senator in Wyoming. I didn't look this up, but this is great. He was mad because meth was being imported into his state, and he wanted the meth to be produced in-state. He didn't like that the meth dealers were getting their jobs taken by people from not the United States or Wyoming. Republican senator from Wyoming. What the fuck's wrong with you? Also, speaking of Republican politicians, Matt Gaetz, I'm sure you guys know this story, but he's a Republican. What is he? He's a representative. So he's a U.S. representative. And he was like, oh, no, child trafficking. Let's not make a law about that. Let's not make sex scandal laws. And then he was caught with a sex scandal. And he called little girls 17-year-old women. And everyone was like, no, that's a child, sir. So, of course, and when I heard the story, they didn't tell me any of that. I was like, he's a conservative politician, isn't he? And then the person told me, was like, yeah. And I was like, duh. Okay, that's the news, I think, and I didn't have time to write more jokes because I was so excited for this guest. Also, it's hard being me. Okay, cool. So I am so excited to have with me co-hosting my 50th show extravaganza today. My very favorite person, one of my favorite people, and one of my favorite drag queens, and my drag aunt, Apple Adams.
What's good, Suzette? How are you doing?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm feeling freaking phenomenal. Thank you for having me.
You look phenomenal.
Thank you so much. Oh, my God.
How are you feeling today? We had brunch. Are you good?
No, yeah. So we did just come from our brunch show, Makeup and Mimosas. So I am feeling wonderful, if not slightly tipsy, but like a responsible tipsy because I've sobered up from the silly tipsy.
That's good.
Yeah.
And I drove, so we're like...
Sure did. We're
good.
responsible.
Yeah, we're responsible like that.
Mm.
And I just got a message from the next contributor who always brings the tea. Gonna make sure everything's good before we bring him on. But I can't wait to bring him on because there's a lot of tea just in the air. It's vaporized tea. It's going around. Apple, we're going to talk about it later. But Clifton always brings the celebrity tea. He tries to stay away from the local tea.
That's fair.
So I think if we're ready, we're going to bring on Clifton so he can talk about some tea. Peers and queers, get ready, get excited for Clifton Ellison.
Hey, Suzette, how you doing?
I'm all right. How are you?
Hey, Apple, how you doing?
I'm good, Clifton. How you doing, baby?
I'm good. You know, I was rushing trying to be punctual, and I know y'all probably caught me on camera drinking the juice straight out of the jug because
Pandemic times. It's
because
fine.
I was trying to rush and be prompt and punctual because, you know, I just want to make sure that the girls get their tea. I know I missed last week because I was doing some wrestling things, and I know I missed the week before because, girl, gay shit. But that's all I'm gonna say. But
That could mean a lot of things, Clifton.
Sure the hell
Yeah.
can.
yeah, you know, when your friend calls you up and they say that they're breaking up and stuff's getting thrown out and everything like that, and then on Easter Sunday they're posting a selfie together, girl.
That's the gays, though. You know that's how we be.
So I'm just like, okay, I ain't helping you no more, sis. Look, if you're getting your shit thrown out, you better call somebody else, girl, because I wasted my day. But I had fun because I was drunk that day too, and I saw the show, and I saw you. So, you know, I didn't know there was another show on Sunday nights. I was like, okay, come on, double dose of drag, like a double dose of who needs Moderna and Johnson & Johnson and things. You get a double dose of drag, you know, and you don't. The side effects are just a hangover. You're not laying in bed half asleep feeling like you done took 10 edibles and your arm feeling like you got jumped like I was on Tuesday because I got my first shot and bitch.
Unless the drag performer in question is Mercury Rising, and then you'll get a contact high, so you'll probably still be laid out for a couple hours.
Yeah, and HPV.
True. I got my first shot on Tuesday, and it was fine. And then the next day, I felt like I got like stomped, jumped, beat on my arm, and I was just sleepy. Like it was weird. It was like a haze. Like I only got up to like I couldn't even finish a TV show. Like I kept falling asleep on a TV show, and then I ate like lunch and dinner, and I was just like off and on asleep. But the next day, it's fine. So you know, now as far as the tea, we have missed a lot of good shit, and it always happens to me. The good shit happens when I'm gone. But let's go back. Have we talked about Miss Sharon Osbourne?
No, we have not.
Girl. So, as we all know, the controversial interview with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle on Oprah, and you know, whatchamacallit, Piers Morgan, and had his whole hissy fit and walked off. And Sharon Osbourne, I don't know if this is her like trying to stand up for her boy or whatever like that. But then she was talking about it. She started getting a little bit in his defense on The Talk. It's like
which
the
is
Wish
basically The
version of
View.
You know, it's like if you want like a discount, or you go to like Target, you get like the Target store brand Cinnamon Toast Crunch, same flavor but cheap and different label. That's The Talk. I never watched it before, so
Up and up Toast Crunch.
There you go. Oven.
Compare it to Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
There you go. I got a story about the cereal after this, but so then Sharon got to talking, and then she basically said some off the wall shit to the black co-host, who is Cheryl. Jesus, I'm not even drunk, so I'm trying to think. I should have took notes on this shit because I don't even. Cheryl Underwood, there we go. Who is the black co-host on the show? And basically, it was one of those conversations where you're getting gaslit by a white person, and then as a black person, you can't respond the way you want to, because if you do, then they're gonna flip it and play the victim. So I gotta give props to her because she was super like calm, talking to Sharon calmly, but then Sharon flipped it and started crying and was like, "Oh, well, you should teach me." Da-da-da-da-da. Women, you are a woman of a particular age, and you have this thing in our hand. You have a cell phone that has Google and everything else in there. I'm tired of trying to educate y'all on things that y'all should know. You know how to talk to people, and you know what's racist and what's not. And if you don't know, you can look the shit up yourself. I'm tired of educating. But, you know, Cheryl, bless her heart, she kept it cool, but then Sharon got to crying and shedding white tears, and then the whole show went on hiatus. So now you got staffers, caterers, hairdressers, everybody on the show behind the scenes that are probably not getting paid for a low pay because this bitch done fucked it up for everybody else. And then all of a sudden, the street started talking. Holly Robinson Pete and Leah Remini talked about how Sharon Osbourne called Holly Robinson Pete ghetto.
Holly Robinson Pete is not ghetto.
That's the thing. Holly Robinson Pete and ghetto, the only way that would belong in a sentence is if you put is not in the middle, because Holly Robinson Pete is one of the most classiest women I've ever seen.
She is so classy.
And Leah Remini, yeah, she may have a little mouth on it, but still just that word, especially coming from a white person to people of color or people who or just people who are from different places, it just, I feel like that word should just be deleted anyways. But it was very like, okay, girl, where there's smoke, there's fire. Then other people started coming out and everything like that. And then now she done boo-hooed her ass off the show and got paid $10 million to leave. Bitch, I wish I could get paid $10 million to leave my job, girl.
Right?
Bitch, I'll be like, psh, I'll be on the phone right now. Girl, I don't care. Click. Bye. Log off, you know. But I still have bills to pay and I know how to talk to people. Allegedly.
I love doing this show, but if Jesse was like, hey, Suzette, here's $10 million, never come back, I'd be like, well, that's, you know what?
That's it.
Podcast from home.
That's right.
I just feel bad for all the staff on the show, because it takes a village to do a show. You know, like that's not just a one man, one woman show. It's a whole crew of people. And then people ain't getting paid because you want to sit here and cry boohoo tears and don't want to take responsibility for your words. And now you done got the shit kicked back at you. Anyways, what else happened in the last 2 weeks? Oh, talk about Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Did you hear about the man who found shrimp tails in a Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
I did.
And he's married to Topanga from Boy Meets World. And there's this whole big old thing.
That was the big shock to me, just finding out that he was married to Topanga. I was like, oh, he's actually somebody.
He was married to Topanga?
Yeah.
I just ignored the story.
Boy Meets World, bitch, yes.
Okay.
It was, but then when I saw it, and people were like, oh, he had to put that in there. He had to put that in there. But then I looked at it, and I was like, this is just so random that of all the people that gets it, it's you, and your wife is who your wife is. And then a compartment was like, did these hoes have some Red Lobster the night before and got the leftovers out and were just like,
Well, see, my favorite thing about all of that was that, like, I think for a second there, Cinnamon Toast Crunch responded, and they were like, no, it's a little extra toasted, sugary, like, bits. I'm like, bitch, that's a shrimp tail.
Shrimp tail, girl.
Don't try to save face. That is 100% a shrimp tail. Just cop to it or call them out and be like, you put it in there. But either way, don't pretend it's not what it is.
That makes it so not kosher. Right. I mean, not to, yeah. No shellfish in the cereal, folks.
Yeah, no.
So I don't know if she can join us verbally. What's the word? Audially.
Orally? But like AUR, not in a sexual way?
I don't know. We'll have to ask her. She would know. But Chelsea just messaged that she thinks it was a publicity thing.
I mean,
I think it was.
They canceled Girl Meets World, so she's looking for something else.
Hey, you know, or at least she's not doing a Ponzi scheme and calling old people and causing fraud like Miss Girl from Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Jen Shaw. Mm-hmm. And this bitch, she posted 3 months ago. See, this social media gonna get people fucked up. She posted 3 months ago on Twitter. She said, Teresa Giudice, watch out. Teresa Giudice had to walk so I can run. Well, girl, if you want to live that same way, because your ass is going to jail. Teresa went to jail because of her husband. This bitch. So I always wonder, if you watch the show, her husband is a coach for college football. But the way how the lifestyle was, I was like, I know damn well college football ain't paying you all that.
Oh, well, I mean, where was he a coach?
Some school in Utah.
Okay.
Girl, I don't know.
Okay.
But
you're like, I am not that gay.
I'm not that gay. I can't tell you.
I am not a sports gay.
It's
so
a red and black college team. I don't know, girl. But.
Some I think that's the Utes, the Utah Utes. But some college programs, actually, the college football coach for the university in some states is the highest paid state employee because because the state pays the state. It's a state university, right? So I'm trying to think of where.
Just Google it right now.
Well, so like I think this is the case in Alabama where Nick Saban, and I'm gonna say he makes probably $10 million a year, for coaching football, and being a cranky face. Because if anyone's ever seen
University of Utah Athletics.
well, yeah, so that would be the Utah Utes. So they're a D1 program. They're Utah, so it's not like they're good, but. They're still, they sell a lot of tickets. There's a lot of revenue in college sports, which is actually a hot button issue because none of that money goes to the players.
Kids ain't getting paid.
Not at all. Not at all. And the old white men are getting paid a lot of money.
Are we shocked though?
No,
Yeah,
not at all.
girl.
Not at all.
All white men are just, don't get me started, girl. That's a whole nother tangent. But
Thank God I never was one.
girl, thank you. But anyways, back to Miss Shaw. So come to find out, they were recording their cast trip. On Real Housewives, they was going like a cast trip every season. So they're on vacation, and all of a sudden, allegedly, because I don't want to get, I have to do this to say the show so we don't get sued by the 7 people watching us. But allegedly, she got a phone call from her husband and was like, hey, yo, the feds are looking for you. And so that she told the cast, oh my God, my husband's in the hospital. And she was trying to dip. Mind you, Bravo's recording everything. After she dips, the feds come to where they are. Because, these wonderful things track us down. The feds come to where they are and they arrest her. And then they done got the shit on tape and everything like that. This bitch had a full-on scam where, when they call old people and they get their information and then they take the list and they sell the information to other people to like call them and send them spam and stuff like that. And I was like, girl, you are the main one hooping and hollering on the show and everything like that. And I was like, no wonder why. You're so stressed out because you're scamming. But I'm also like, if you're scamming, why are you going on TV?
Because she's stupid. That's what it is. If you're going to scam and you're trying to be good at scamming, you fucking keep that shit quiet.
Right.
Even on the show, they're like
that's how everyone's like, why are you with that brunch cast? And I'm like, shh. Yeah,
ooh.
That's
right
the team.
now, Andy Cohen, Real Drag Wives in Sacramento, right here. You gotta watch her. She's trying to be Dorit walked so Suzette can run.
You know what? I'm gonna say Dorit walked so Suzette could shuffle awkwardly.
There you go.
More accurate.
Oh goodness gracious! So we talked about that. So she got the list. She's going to jail, and it's just a hot ass mess. What else happened in these last few weeks? I just been so tired of black folks being offended by this shit, and I was just like, girl, you're mad because he's gay. Lil Nas X had that wonderful video, the Montero Call Me By Your Name video, and the black folks are so mad. Well, I would say religious folks are mad too, but I've been seeing more like my aunties and cousins saying shit, and I was like, girl.
Oh, trust me, the white religious folks are just as mad, if not more so.
Well, I kind of pissed off a family member because they were like, oh, Lil Nas X is the worst thing to the black community, and I said, but you have kids that I know you ain't seen and paid child support for years. But yeah, go off on the man twerking on the CGI demon.
Mm-hmm.
And if you actually watch the video, it's satire because we're always told we're going to go to hell. We're going to go to hell. So it's like, well, shit, if I'm going to go.
I'm
gonna
gonna
run
go.
the bitch.
I'm gonna absolutely go. Yes, absolutely. And that's why you have to give him credit.
But people were so mad, and then those shoes. People, oh my God, those shoes! I'm never buying Nike. Da, da, da.
Well, they're not Nike shoes. I mean, they're Nike, but
One,
they're
they
not
weren't Nike shoes, and two, bitch, you're a cashier at Safeway making $45,000 a year. You ain't buying no goddamn $1,000 shoes, girl. Get it together. Were you really going to buy them shoes? You so mad about this shit. Were you really going to buy them shoes? And you mad about this, but we got Sabrina, the teenage witch, saying, thank Lucifer. We got a show called Lucifer where the girl's fucking Satan on the show. Mm-hmm. But then you mad because somebody gonna twerk on a CGI Satan and go to hell.
The world acts like they're ready for this, but clearly they're not. They want to say that like we're all inclusive and we're all down for it, but the moment you see a gay person calling you, not only that, but a gay black person calling you out on that bullshit and saying, okay, let me go to hell then if you think I'm going to go to hell. And for people to respond the way they did, it's like, okay, so you're telling us it's bad, and when we own it, then suddenly you're all offended. It's like, no, girl, you can either be on the same team as us or you can fuck off. That's it.
And it's just the hypocrisy of it all, because I'm like, okay, we literally have hit television shows and movies and franchises, billion-dollar franchises built on obsession with demons, cults, the devil, and things like that, though. But then one little 4-minute music video is just, oh, the children, girl.
Well, and can I, like, I know people have made this point. This is not a revolutionary point coming from me. But, like, if your children are watching that, then you're allowing them to. How about being a better parent? Like, you're letting you can stop your kids from watching music videos if you're, I don't know, the dad from Footloose or whatever causes you to want your kid to watch music videos, whatever the fuck your life is. I don't know your journey, racist, closeted dad. But, girl, like, be a better parent. Say it again?
They could download YouTube on the Nintendo Switch. They don't need a phone.
Right. I mean, so don't get them a Switch. Like, I don't know. Or let them see it. Expose them to different things. That's okay. Yeah.
Well,
don't get them a Switch, or maybe go outside and get the Switch. I don't know. Raise your own goddamn kids. Shit.
Absolutely. And it's just one of those things where it's like, you know, you have, and I commented about this a while ago because I was really upset about it. It's like you have all these people saying, what do I tell my kids? What do I tell my children? It's like, bruh, if you were really that upset about it, maybe you shouldn't have had kids. Like, if you don't know how to talk to your kids about hard-hitting subjects, you weren't ready for it anyway.
That part. And that's why I don't have kids.
You and me both, because I've said this before on the show. I don't know who would want to call me mom.
Because I'm not ready for it. I can't afford it. I can barely afford it myself. And two, there's so much shit going on in the world right now. I don't know if I have the heart to bring somebody in here into this fuck shit we got going on right now. I want to clean this shit up before I even think about bringing somebody else up in here, you know.
You know what
That's my choice.
You know what I'm going to do, Clifton? As soon as we get Chelsea on, I'm going to ask her to please guesstimate how you would be as a parent, because she is a parent, of course. So I want to know how she thinks you would do, and then I want to hear how she thinks I would do.
Shit.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
a little masochistic, just a little bit.
I just hope that if you do have a child, if it's a girl, that you get some assistance with. Well, your hair is better now, though. But, you know, if this was Suzette like 6 months ago, then I would say, baby, you gotta get some. I don't know what type of texture she'll have, though, but you gotta make sure her hair is on point and her not makeup, but you know what I mean. Her clothes and shit like that, though. I know I couldn't have a little girl because I'm not a hair person, but I'm gonna make sure she ain't got no buckshots. I'm gonna make sure that her clothes are clean, and make sure that she's not running around with snot on her nose, and, you know, eye boogers and things like that, though. But then kids are just, regardless of how much you clean them, they'll get dirty in 5 seconds. And it's just, I don't know if I can handle it. So I take my hat off to the parents. I know y'all are stressing out right now because the kids is at home all day, all night. You got to teach them the shit. And that algebra 2021 is not the same algebra from 1999. I don't know what this shit is, this Common Core and everything like that. I couldn't do it.
I know you've been at a show, Apple, that I've done a joke about Common Core math. I don't know, Clifton, if you've been at a show where I've done the joke about Common Core math, but it is not my friend.
It's just not it's stupid.
Yes. It's very stupid.
What else has happened this week? Oh, girl, this is the longest season of Drag Race ever.
Yes. Are we almost done? How many do we have left?
We finally got to the top 4.
Okay.
Girl, it's Sunday. If you ain't watched it by now, tough shit. So don't get mad about spoilers. Clearly, you could tell that they're keeping Candy on for production. Because that girl on
Clifton? Did we lose him?
Oh. RuPaul said no.
Yeah, RuPaul just shut him down.
Oh, no.
She fracked him.
But she watches.
Hey, RuPaul, thanks for watching. Hi, welcome to the show. Just in case he is gone for good. Oh, wait, is he there?
Clifton, are you in the Upside Down?
I didn't know RuPaul did that. If RuPaul.
It's part of the fracking.
Right, RuPaul and Get Out, that's a whole, wow. That's a movie.
Well, that was a Stranger Thing reference, but I'll take that too.
Oh, whoops. The Sunken Place, that's what it is.
Sunken place. Word. Otherwise known as depression.
It is. That is such a good name for it. Okay, well, I'm going to say his Wi-Fi just went out. So, Peers and Queers, you saw his information below his name. Send him some coin. This is the 50th episode. That's how I was going to end it. I was going to say thank you, Clifton, for being on the Suzette Veneti Show, being part of it for, as many episodes as you can. He's been here since episode 1. He's missed a couple here and there, but this show is this show because of him, and Chelsea and Dave and Jesse, and I guess Shapiro. But then also sometimes I have amazing people with me like Apple, and I have another surprise too.
Is it Vanna White?
It's not.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't think her and I can be in the same place.
Oh, God.
That's what I tell myself.
Mind blown.
Clifton says he's coming back, so then we can say goodbye. We'll see what happens. Maybe I'll just, because this is captivating programming. When I'm just like, I'm double dutching. Can we jump in? Yeah. Can we jump out? All right, let's see. So, brunch. What did you do today?
Okay, so I did Don't Let Me Get Me by Pink, which was one of my favorites growing up. I am a hardcore Pink fan. And then what did I do for the second number again? Shoot. Oh my God, I'm trying to even think of the outfit. I'm blanking. It was cute. Oh no! I was a Playboy bunny, and I did X's and O's by Elle King.
You know what?
Who is Robert? Hello. Rob Schneider's daughter. Did you know that?
I did know that.
Crazy.
Because I've almost done that song like 60 times.
So good. She's amazing. It was a lot of fun. While we're talking, what did you do, Suzette?
Oh, I think I have to wait and tell Chelsea.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We got the full tea there. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm gonna fight Xfinity.
Oh yes. For what? What did they do? Who are we fighting?
Because they just had everything just flashed in here, like the cable box was flashing too. I'm back on now, but sorry about that.
That's okay.
But yeah, she's here. That was I guess that was God punishing me for liking Lil Nas X and being
it was RuPaul. We talked about it. RuPaul
RuPaul's fracking did that.
Yeah, that was the fracking. RuPaul.
She heard
there
you talking.
Yeah, sorry about that.
That's okay. I said nice things about you. I thanked you for being part of the Suzette Veneti Show. Because this is the 50th episode, and you've been here for pretty much the whole thing since day one.
Oh, hey, Myles, how you doing?
So thank you. Thank you for being part of the family.
Well, anyways, thank you so much for having me, Suzette.
Absolutely.
And I am actually going to go buy my edible now. because I don't have to be professional anymore.
Not
I
at all.
learned my lesson that last time, though. But
Yes,
I
sir.
love that for you.
Will I see you tonight at the show?
yeah, I'll
Okay.
be here. But thank you, though.
Okay. Well, I love you. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you later.
Bye.
All right, bye.
Clift is such a dear. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I love him. That is Clifton Ellison. Like I said, you can send him some coin, pandemic, blah, blah, blah. While I'm at it, to asking you to send coin, right above my cute little head is the information for Stab Comedy Theater right there. You can send them some coin. You can give them a follow. 7-day-a-week programming. I'm not going to ask Jesse to pick his favorite show because they're all his children, and he loves them all. But Jesse, what's coming up? Anything fun and exciting coming up?
I mean, just the same regular sort of stuff we got going on. Just trying to get the next thing set up here. Just check out the full calendar of events at stabcomedytheater.com to keep up with everything that's going on over here.
Yeah, 7-day-a-week programming. Our next guest on the show has a show on Wednesday nights here at 9 p.m. called Drawing a Blank. And it's a fun, it's a Pictionary-based show. She also has her own game show called Who Wrote This Shit, which, Apple, you're on often.
Often I have so much fun with that show. Oh
Yes,
my God.
April Adams.
April Autumns, whatever they come up with, I just go with.
Yeah, no, those are all the names that just one guy called her in one episode. It was amazing, and I love the next guest, and I'm gonna get my energy up because I love her so much, and she's so amazing. And without her, I'd be just a little lost doe in the woods. But thank God she's here with her headlights, so I can just stare at them blindly and then get hit by the car. That is the wave of emotion and joy and intensity that is my next contributor. I love her. You love her. Apple, you love her.
I do.
Give it up for Chelsea Bearce.
Oh my God.
Hi,
How are
Chelsea.
you?
Hi.
That intro is terrible. Are
I
you
know.
good? How are you? You good? Yes? Yes?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Thank you.
Good. Okay, tell me. You were waiting for me. Hi, Apple. What's up, bitch?
Hi, Chelsea. I'm wonderful. How the frick are you?
Oh my God, so good. It's stupid. So what did you do at brunch? I feel like you're really excited about it, and I'm excited to hear your excitement and then shit in your mouth. Go ahead. Let's talk about it.
Okay.
What is it?
I don't know if I'd say I'm really excited because like I have been coming with some really good stuff lately, and
Okay.
and I don't know if today was like tens across the board, but what now I'm having trouble remembering. Oh, I know what I did. I did Lady Gaga's Bloody Mary, dressed as Mary Magdalene. Maybe Apple wants to talk about that. And
What's maybe? What's that? You don't know what you wore?
no, I know what I wore. Okay, Apple, why don't you go ahead?
Okay, Chelsea. So I don't know what your religious background is, Chelsea, but are you familiar with like the Christian Catholic sort of religion a little bit?
Yeah, I would say my religion is iffy.
Same.
But yes, I do. I was raised Christian.
Same. Okay. So you know that Mary Magdalene was, I don't want to say the whore, but that's basically how everyone calls her. Like she was the...
Call her a whore.
Okay, so she was the whore.
Happy Easter, everybody.
Happy Easter, there's a whore. So Mary Magdalene was the whore that followed Jesus. And then the woman that gave birth to Jesus was also Mary. She was the Virgin Mary. Suzette Veneti
Which
did
is
not...
the opposite of what? That's the opposite of
The
whore.
very opposite. You got Virgin Mary, you got Slutty Mary.
They only had one name for white girls back then.
Just Mary.
Yeah,
just
you're
Mary.
married.
Yeah. Suzette, being a fabulous person who more coincides with the Jewish religion than the Christian and Catholic religions, didn't know there was a difference between the Marys.
No, I knew. Okay.
Oh my God.
I knew there was one's the mom. Okay, first of all, because I have this whole joke about Jesus being a drag queen. The whore is actually the mom, because never again in history.
You just lost 6 of your followers.
That's fine. Never again in never again in history.
First of all, Apple, he lost 6. Suzette lost 6 viewers. They're definitely not following this shit.
Okay.
So let's keep it
Right,
real.
right.
Okay,
All right,
so-
I'm gonna ask our next surprise guest after you what they would do if the husband came home and the wife was like, I'm pregnant, and the wife was like, and the husband was like, it's not mine, and the wife was like, oh no, because it's God's. That's never happened again. she was lying and Joseph was dumb, and he was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. What? No. Who was not a whore? Mary Magdalene. She was a supportive girlfriend. Okay.
Well, but she was also a whore too. And that's
There,
fine.
look, oldest profession. Like
Oldest profession is fine.
What is
But-
happening?
So
Oh
here's-
my God.
she could either be a whore, a lawyer, or a comic. Those are the 3 professions that were available to people
in
back then.
Jerusalem? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so
Jews
here's
and,
the thing.
Jews and comics.
So regardless,
Oh my God, there's so much to unpack here. We do not have enough time.
not enough time, but we're gonna have
what
a minute.
in the hell? She could be a whore, a lawyer, or a comedian? Those
That's
were
it.
the 3
Those are her
Jerusalem
3 options
jobs?
in Jerusalem.
Those are the old professions. What other professions are that old?
Apple, what? You're allowing this shit on this show? What
It's
is
not
this?
my show.
Jesse, cut
Talk
the
to me about it on Monday.
feed. Cut the goddamn feed. This is ridiculous. Oh my God.
So the whole
are we-
point-
So what happened? You didn't know which Mary you dressed up as?
Okay, I knew who I was.
I wish you dressed up as like Mary J. Blige and then like totally fucked up. Like I wish it was like a totally like
And the Lord said, we don't need no hateration, no holleration. Not in this dancery.
Right.
Yeah.
That is a proverb. No hateration, exactly. And that was told by one of the comedians in Jerusalem because there was only 3 jobs.
Was
I
she a
hate
lawyer too?
so much. Okay.
Okay, so I was trying to go for Mary Magdalene, but when you get a biblical costume, which I am not a sewing drag princess, like I don't make my own costumes.
Some things don't need to be said out loud, but yes, okay, go ahead.
I love this show.
I love you, Chelsea.
Yeah. So I bought a costume, a biblical Jesus era woman costume.
It was a Mary costume. It does say Mary. Side note, we owned the same costume. I just bought the same one like 3 years ago.
Okay, so it does say
yeah.
Mary, and I was like, okay, you know what? That's probably what it's sleeveless. That's probably what whores wore back then. They were like, look at these arms.
If I may interject, just real quick,
No.
Chelsea, to get you on the same page. It is a full-length robe with a shawl that goes over your shoulders and almost like a nun-like habit. Nothing about that reads whore.
So because so am I a whore right now because I have a tank top on?
I can't see you
Huh?
right now, but if your arms
Heather
are
has a tank
exposed,
top
then
on.
yes, you're a
Jake,
whore,
are
maybe
we,
a lawyer.
We're whores now. We're Jerusalem whores. 'cause
Might be
our
a
arms are
lawyer.
out?
Yeah, you could be a lawyer, comedian, a Jerusalem.
Not with my whorish arms showing. Not with that.
I'm not saying you're a whore. I'm saying that's what they said.
What? Why? Because
Because-
you bought a robe and because your arms are showing, you're like, this is the slutty one. Why? Why is that your thought process?
Look, she's
What?
a biblical expert. Don't
Okay,
argue with
hold
her.
Hold on. Time out.
You didn't cut it up or anything. I cut every T-shirt I get in life. I cut it.
That's a
because
skill.
I cannot wear a fucking habit. I can't wear what you wore
I
thinking
didn't-
you were a whore.
I didn't like look at what I wear normally. I am a whore. I didn't like wearing this full length robe. I was like, I feel
You
chaste.
could have taken some scissors and just been like,
So
ooh,
cut
now I'm
it,
Magdalene.
I was
or
about to
do
cut
an
it into a
80s
mini
tie.
robe.
Tie it in a fucking knot. This is dumb. So you did your drag performance. Wait, what song did you do dressed as a judge? What song did you lip sync to dressed as the most non-whore whore?
Tell the woman, Suzette.
Bloody Mary by Gaga.
Okay.
And
You didn't, oh my God. Okay.
I had, because I know what you would want to see. I had a loaf of bread that I broke. I had a Bloody Mary drink, 'cause duh. And then in the middle of the song where it gets like, oh, Gaga, like two gentlemen carried me around with Jesus, and I did Jesus arms.
Oh my God.
That's what opened the show, Chelsea.
No,
Yeah.
Apple. It is absolutely not.
It absolutely
Shut
was.
up.
It was.
If I was doing Bloody Mary dressed as Mary, guess what? My fucking whore Mary would have just gotten her period, and it would have been all about fucking menstruation. That's how I would have done it.
Topical.
Because it's funny. Don't make it real. You did the fucking cross thing. You brought a loaf of bread on.
It was a baguette, so it was funny. Baguettes are never
Oh
not
my
funny.
God. Do you know what we just learned on Who Wrote This Shit from Justin Elizabeth Sayer? We just learned that the first dildos were made of bread, yo. That's real life. Look that shit up. Clifton's done. He's going to go to the bakery right now. That's real life.
That's a yeast infection.
The first dildos were made of bread.
Wow.
And
I'm obsessed.
That's a whole different meeting to get
I'm
this
talking
bread.
about it on stage all the time now. I'm like, that's where the term yeast infection comes from. If they had a website, it would be only brands. I mean, I have jokes now. We're writing jokes.
The bakery is open. Oh, how's that loaf feel, girl?
Cut the cameras dead ass.
That's real. So now, if you had done that, if you had fucked that bread on stage, then you would have been the whore that you wanted to be in the first place.
Fuck bread, Suzette. Fuck bread.
You know what? I will take these notes and I will fuck bread next show. I'm going
if
to clear
you don't fuck bread, Apple, I'm going to text you next week if Suzette does not fuck bread.
I'm gonna be here with a gun to his head and her head and some bread.
Caveat.
Thank you.
Caveat. I'm running this by Taryn because I'm not going to fuck bread at brunch. And she's like,
I see that, Heather.
the fuck is wrong with you?
I do not run it by Taryn at all. I want you to just fuck bread without any sort of context.
That's right.
She's not going to give me $10 million, which, by the way, Chelsea wrote that in the chat when that came up. She wrote, all I have to do is give Suzette $10 million and she'll never do the show again. Tempting.
If you start a GoFundMe, you will get $10 million in a week. Dead ass. To end this show.
From the four
shut
viewers,
the fuck up.
are going to raise $10 million?
To end this show, Jesse will put in $1 million by himself. He doesn't want to do this shit. Come on now. This is ridiculous.
Okay,
all right.
That was one number.
I don't even know what I'm doing. I need to go eat dinner. My mom's here.
Okay, so that was one number, and then my second number was, oh shit, what was it? Oh, it was "Kill My Boyfriend" by Natalia Kills, which was done well.
And which whore outfit did you choose this one? What did you do for the which full length floor gown did you wear like the slut you were trying to be? I have not eaten today, so I'm not really nice.
I wore a short halter top rockabilly flared skirt dress.
Okay.
It was cute. I will say. It actually was pretty adorable.
That sounds very cute, and I can see it with that. Okay, I like that.
Thank you.
Yeah, you should have opened the show with that, but
it's Easter. You got to open the show with.
She wanted to scare the Christians away real quick.
Yeah.
And then she was like, okay, now that there's empty seats, let's do this show.
I hear that.
Mm-hmm.
So Chelsea, before you launch into what you're going to, how would Clifton be as a parent?
Oh shit.
The audience can't see, but Clifton's still in the green room.
Clifton is here, and he is hiding his face.
He's covering
when I
his face
started
with a
talking about
blanket.
that bread dildo, this man was going through it. Clifton would be fine. He would be fine. Because this is one of those things where you think you know how you're going to be as a parent before you become a parent, and then you become a parent and you're completely different than what you thought because you go along with what your kid needs. Like I'm very real with my kid. You know, he knows the real me. He knows the bad words that I say. He knows that he's not supposed to say them. He calls me out. I can't even say my own game show in its entirety because I get in trouble by my 4-year-old kid. You know, I'm like, hey, for who wrote this shit? And he goes, don't say that, Mom. And I'm like, God damn it. So, and then I get in trouble for that too. So I mean, you adapt. You don't know how you're going to be as a parent. Clifton will be a phenomenal parent. Right now, he would be a really fun uncle. Like I would bring my kid around Clifton and then take him away swiftly. Like after he took the bite of edible, it's like, okay, well now you have had your fill. Like you're done. So, but he would be fine because once you know that this is happening in your life, you morph into this new existence. You know what I mean? Like, thank God my son came into my life. I'd probably be dead. I was partying like crazy. So
technically, maybe because your son is your boss, right? With the dog treats. So
settle down. Oh, okay.
I don't know if Apple knows. So her son, she made some dog treats with him for fun. It was in the back of a book, so the recipe, and they were like, let's make dog treats.
Yeah.
And then she was like, hey, Benicia, who wants these dog treats? And people were like, I'll pay you like $25. So her son actually has a business selling dog treats, and she is his employee. So it might be a workplace thing that he doesn't want cussing in the workplace. I just want to back him up.
Wow, that was a stretch for that. Wow, I'm so glad I sat around and waited for that punchline. Holy shit. Yeah, that's totally what it is.
Your son is freaking adorable, by the way.
Fine.
Oh my god.
He's fine. And parenting is weird, especially during this. Especially during this. Parenting's weird anyway. It's like online dating. Like, it's like you think you know all the things about like online dating or about raising this kid, and then you throw in a global pandemic and a mandatory, like quarantine, and it's like, it just throws everything into the mix. Everything you thought you knew about it, it's like you got to throw that away. We have to adapt. We have to make this shit work, so I don't know. Being a parent is fun. Like, I'm actually I'm grateful that I co-parent with his dad and that I get weekends, quote unquote, off so that I can work completely, so that during the week when I have him, I can be more focused on him and stuff. So it's dope. Now the bad side to that, the con, is that I don't have a partner to like help me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm still going to bed by myself. Like, I don't have a partner that I can share this stuff with. So, there's pros and cons to all of it, but it's just, it's the cards you're dealt. It's like, okay, let's make this fucking work,
But you do it amazingly. So.
Why, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, you are. From what I can see, you're an amazing person, an amazing woman. You're also an amazing mother.
I really appreciate that. I love that. And I want to open my son's eyes to trust. My son is going to a drag show. Like, my son will know, he knows so many more gay people than a lot of 4-year-olds do. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I need to introduce him. He will be in New York. Before I didn't go to New York till I was 29. He will see New York. He knows the skyline. He wants to go to New York. He will see theater. He will experience music shows. I want him to experience life, so that like in his 20s, he doesn't like just jump off a damn cliff and it's like, let me just do everything. Like, I want to be the one to open his eyes and show him the fucking world, like what there is out here, like I want him to be that kid.
Right.
At risk of this coming back at me, I think seeing Apple and Taryn and Helen would be a wonderful first drag show for your son.
Maybe not Taryn, but...
Oh, absolutely. Apple, you had that
Chelsea's
thing
his
happen.
mom.
You had that thing happen because like drag story time is a thing.
Yeah, I was just going to say, because you said he's 4 years old, right?
Yeah, he's 4.
Yeah, so he would totally dig a story time. Like, literally, it's...
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, he's seen a drag story